Hey, what's up everyone, this is Miracle MS at your service presenting to a new episode of Captain Sponsorized from Champions. And this time we're going to be doing a tier list of the players in the game. I'm going to split this into three parts. Part 1 is going to be the midfielders, part 2 is going to be the defenders and goalkeepers, and part 3 is going to be the forwards. So, this is a bit too simple. I mean, I'm just doing it in Paint, but please dissect it as I go. Okay, the first player is Pierre, a player with dual slider shoot, which can avoid super speed kickback cannon. He has multi-roll, which prevents him from extra spare recovery rate when he's too far. He has super reflex block, a block with B range, and it's actually quite nice. Oh, 1-2, and he has the Seeth tackle, I think, that has quite a good range. So if he's not top tier player, I don't know who is. So we're just gonna place him there. In my opinion, Pierre is definitely top tier. Next up is Tsubasa. So Tsubasa has no drive shoot, a shoot that can avoid blocks once it takes off. Granted, it's nerfed after the last update, but it's still pretty powerful. Then it's the Star No Drive shoot that can avoid super speed kickback cannon, also known as Miracle Drive shoot. He has Heel Lift, one of the best dribbles in the game, almost zero cooldown time, and he also has South American dribble, a dribble that is basically a dash dribble. And I think Tsubasa deserves to be in top tier Triple S as well. He also has No Drive Tiger, one of the best shoots in the game, so we're just gonna give him the Triple S position. The next player is Hein. Hein is, well, he has a 1-2 with Schneider, one of the best forwards in the game, and he's pretty much necessary for him if you're making an all-original team. So yeah, that's good about that, but his super shoot isn't really strong. But if you're making a team with Schneider, you're gonna need Hein in it, because Schneider has his Emperor's Approach and Super Ace and stuff like that, so he's gonna need someone to pass it to him, and 1-2 with Hein is pretty much the best option for him. So I'm just going to give him the S tier. Next up is Misaki. Misaki has Assist Master, the ability that allows him to transfer his active zone status. This is perfect for forwards that are slow like Blake or Hino, who can't really dribble. Their dribbles is too slow, allows other defenders to catch up to them. Misaki can fix that problem. So he also has 1-2 with Tsubasa, one of the best players in the game. Probably the best assister in the game is Misaki, as far as the originals go. So I'm just gonna put him in the Triple S. Starting to go through a lot of Triple S right now. Next is Kotz. His tackle doesn't really have much of a range. Granted, it deals a lot of damage, but yeah, it's not really that good. He does have Ball Hunter, but his speed is 76. His lowest stat is his speed, so the Ball Hunter just makes it some kind of mediocre kind of speed. It's nothing special. So I think Kotz is B. I'm gonna give him a B. Here we go. Next is Matsuyama. So Matsuyama has long shoot shooter. Well, his super shoot isn't really that good, so it's not really worth that. But he does have multi-roll that allows him to be at any position in the field, which is really nice for a midfielder. And he also has Talent, Middle, and Effort, one of the best assist skills. buffs his teammates and such. And yeah, I think his Eagle Tackle is probably one of the best in the game, so I think as far as a defensive midfielder goes, Matsuyama pretty much nails it. I'm going to give him a double S. You really can't go wrong using Matsuyama. Next is Kishida. Just let me put him right here. There we go. Thank you for existing. And Mizuki Jun. Okay, so Mizuki needs to be in any team if there are no regulations. If you're allowed to substitute your players, if there are no cost restrictions, and you can just use the original characters, everyone will use Mizuki Jun. That's how good he is. That second half he comes in like a hurricane. With his super stop, his slice shoot with very high miracle goal chance. Mizuki is definitely one of the best players in the game. And like I said, if there are no regulations, if there are no restrictions, then everyone will use Mizuki Jun in an all-original team. Which is why he is a triple S player. There's just never the right regulation to use him in. Chrisman. Okay, this is a bit tricky. Chrisman has Cross Machine and Crosser, two assist skills that buff direct shoot power, perfect for Nita for his non-trap Falcon, or for Carlos and Shingo for their overhead shoots. Not to mention Skylab Twin Shoot and Skylab Triangle that have just been added to the game. And Chrisman also has multi-role, allows him to be in multiple positions at once, but he doesn't have a 1-2 or anything like that. So he's only good for direct shoot assists. And the fact that he doesn't have a speed kind of ruins that effect. So he's not as useless as Karts, but not as good as Hein either, because Hein can at least do this 1-2 with Schneider and get close to the goal. Chrisman has nothing like that. Next player is Sawada. Sawada is kind of the player who 1-2s with Kojiro constantly. Whoever he passes to gets both a speed buff, which is really nice, and a kick gauge feel rate buff. So kind of whoever receives a pass from this guy is going to end up being a hit fast and hit hard kind of player. It's really good for players who are really slow, have low speed and low technique. Sawada can easily make up for it. He's not top tier, but he's still pretty good. I'm just going to put him alongside Chrisman. The reason I'm not putting him besides Hein is because Schneider really needs Hein, he really depends on him. But Kojiro has none of that. Kojiro doesn't have super A's. He doesn't really need Sawada to be there for his moves to activate. Sawada can only help him a little bit. It doesn't really buff him much. So that's why I'm putting him in A. Ryan, one of the new original characters. He has Justice Blake Shoot. He has Rabona Illusion that can, well, it can't really avoid blocks, but it makes it really hard to block his Rabona Illusion because it teleports. Flora's Dribble, I think it's the best offense buff dribble in the game. And yeah, I honestly think these factors are more than enough to grant him the position of Triple S. The best combo shoot 2 in the game, one of the best super shoots in the game. Ryan has more than enough. Izawa. It really doesn't buff anyone, doesn't do anything. I guess it's somewhat decent when the Shutetsu trio is in the game, but that's just about it. I don't think he's worth C, but I'm just gonna put him in B. The Shutetsu trio can make up for it, for most of it. Sangor, another new original character in the game. he has Soul Pass and Inherited Soul and Inherited Spirit, if I'm not mistaken, which share some of his stats. So an assist skill along with a Soul Pass, and he has Arc Brute Shoot. Okay, Arc Brute Shoot isn't exactly the best shoot for this guy. It hardly miracle goes on the top tier keepers, but I don't know. It's still pretty good. Knuckle Shoot is really good. His Sangor Dance has the highest speed buff. So, yeah, I'm guessing it's worth it to put Sangor in double S. I mean, he really assists well. Okay, the next person in this list is Urabe. Urabe he doesn't really have that great of a skill. He has his bond with Ishizaki, but that's just about it. And I think he does have Otomakoret. But most of his skills are like, whenever you're in your side of the field, use less spirit cost for pass moves. But you'll think that's good, but he doesn't really have an assist buff skill. He doesn't have crosser or cross machine, so it's just a self-satisfying skill. It really doesn't help anyone. So I'm just gonna put him in B. Next is Diaz. Diaz, I never really understood Diaz. He has Miracle Overhead and Miracle Bound. Now Miracle Bound I can understand to a certain degree, it can avoid super speed kickback in it. But Miracle Overhead I just don't understand. It's supposed to be a Miracle Shoot, but the Miracle goal rate on it is super low, like it's not worth it at all. Forward somersault dribble is somewhat decent. His high-speed South American dribble is a dash dribble, really nice. His Diaz Salvador shoot is really nice. It completely avoids blocks, but his super shoot, I just don't understand what's up with that. And the most ridiculous thing is he has Super Ace, which is whenever he gets a pass after 5 or more passes, I think, his Super Ace activates, and he's going to get B Legendary. B Legendary activates after he dribbles 5 people, so 2 skills that are against each other. You can't activate both of them at the same time. That's just ridiculous. Diaz proceeds to not make any sense to me. So, I don't know. He doesn't even have an assist skill. Sure, he has a 1-2, but with Pascal can't score at all. If Pascal was a somewhat decent forward, I would have placed him in double S, but right now I think he's just an S rank player. Next up is Kishida. So let me just put him here. The only reason he's not in D is because he has Shark Tackle. That's it. That's the only reason he's not D. Leo, oh god. You've probably seen Leo in online teams a lot. His Soul Pass, his... there's just so much he buffs others with. When he passes to someone, he increases their stats. He increases their speed in kick cage fear rate. He increases their spirit. He has a 1-2 with Carlos. He's got everything. He's truly an assister among all the players in the game. More than any other person is, except Misaki. That active zone status is just broken compared to whatever Leo can do, but I'm just gonna give him a double S. Because he really deserves it. All of those assist skills can really help a person become a monster. Shingo. He has Sunshine Boy. Buffs his nearby teammates by 10%. He has green light, which makes someone like him who's only usable in middle school in the new hero mode a true daredevil when green light activates. And I really think he is more than enough for a hit fast and hit hard, especially when he uses his lifting circus, which is, if you use it at close range, it's almost as strong as no tiger shoots. So I think Shingo deserves to be here. When he starts dribbling, he really is unstoppable, especially with his overhead lift. Next is Shoshinko. So, So we're talking about the guy who can kick back any shoot. Has Eye of the Dragon, probably the fastest marking skill. Has no trap shooter for his super speed kickback cannon. Yeah, he's super fast on defense, and his super speed kickback cannon is truly terrifying. The new meta even. So I think that's more than enough for a reason to place him here. And his Shonko tackle is pretty nice, actually. I didn't think it would be that good until I tested it then. It's actually really good. Then we have Stephan Levin, one of the DLC 1 players. His skills aren't really that good. He doesn't have any speed skills. So for a midfielder that's very crucial, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have any assist skills. The only good thing he has are his Aurora Feint and Aurora Tackle. And that's only because the online mode is so laggy. His dribble and tackles become really hard to stop. It's not really worth using in the offline mode. His super sharpness shoot is seriously underwhelming. Not worth it, in my opinion, at all. But we're gonna go with this. I'm gonna place him in S tier. I don't think he's worse than Diaz, but yeah, I think that's more than enough for him. And the last person, Chester. Chester is, he has nothing to improve the player. He doesn't have any assist skills. He doesn't have any speed skill. His arrow tackle is pretty nice though. But there's one skill he has that I think it really says everything about him. His handsome skill, and another skill that hardly anyone knows, Center of Attention, a weaker version of handsome. You can activate both of them on Chester, and once you do that, he can charge the Viso faster than Pierre, making Chester the fastest player to charge a Viso among the original characters. So I guess for a midfielder who can't really dribble fast or tackle fast or assist anybody or shoot, this Viso may be the only factor that can bring him better than people like Carl Zenizawa. So A rank for him. And that's it. That's my tier list on all the midfielders in Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. Next time I'm going to do all the defenders and the goalkeepers to see which one of them are really top tier. Remember, this is all in my opinion. So yeah, why did I pick 6 players on Triple S? Well, that's because the maximum number of midfielders you can put in your team are 6. If you want the maximum number of midfielders, you can use the 3-6-1 formation. So I figured, if I'm going to put 6 players in that, who am I going to pick? And this is what I came up with. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. stay tuned for my next tier list video, and good luck on the Nankatsu event. And by the way, this is the new custom character I created just today. Enjoy. I wanted to get Bonanza on him, but Nita just didn't give it to me. I needed 5 more friendship points for it, and I just couldn't get it. It was really painful. And oh my god, while we're on this subject, I hate Nankatsu's great success condition. I had to restart multiple matches because I just couldn't get great success in them. That 80 successful moves is just so aggravating. And in the finals, I got triple S on every single stat. I got to the end of the match, and I realized that I did 79 successful moves. I just needed 1 more for great success. And I already had 1 success during my run, so I couldn't afford another one here. So I just had to restart and do the whole thing all over again. That was really painful. So yeah, watch out for that. Good luck, and I'll see you all next time.